was the man who would be kicking it off for the Huskies.
Approaches the ball. Here's the boot. It's a low line drive that's going to go to the short man. Bounce about the 30-yard line. Picked up by Norwich. Cut to the left side. And he's going to be dropped right about on his 30-yard line.
Dale Mudge was the man who got the football from his halfback spot on the left side. Not much running ability after that. He was swamped, but he got about a 5-yard return kick to the 30-yard line.
Didn't have an awful lot of room to run. Not a very good kick. So Norwich starting off in good field position. Starting out 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. R.J. Lauenstein is the quarterback. Lining up behind him, Pat Stevens and Steve Shutt. Bill Shacklin wide to the left. The give's going to go to Shutt. He gets up about 4 yards before he's going to be downed. Shutt goes in through the middle of the Gloversville line, gets up to the 35-yard line. Now they're going to move it up a little bit, give him a 6-yard carry on that one, make it 2nd down and 4 for the Norwich Purple Tornado.
Just a little power play right up the middle to get things started, going off the right guard. Got himself an opening, got 6 yards on it. Just something to get the boys started with.
Bob Cahalan wide left. R.J. over the center. Takes the snap. Give to Stevens up the middle. He breaks away. Has some room to run. He's going to drive down from behind. 1st down, though, for Norwich. But there is a flag on the play. It goes against Gloversville, so I'm sure Norwich will decline it. Nice run that time by Pat Stevens.
That was a 13-yard run for him, Mark. Up near the midfield stripe. Going to be about a yard short of midfield.
Nice hole on the right side of the line. And looks like they're going to call it a offsides against Gloversville. And they're going to march off 5 yards. I don't quite understand. I guess that's a mandatory penalty. They don't really have any choice whether to take it or not.
No, because it occurred before it was a kind of a dead ball foul is what it was. So they have to assess the penalty before the snap of the ball.
Either way, 1st and 10 for Norwich. R.J. is going to pitch out. Lost by Shutt. He's going to pick it up off the ground. He's got it, and he's running on the left side. Gets up here to the midfield stripe before he is knocked down. Making the tackle was number 60, Bill Becker for Gloversville. Pick up that time of about 8 yards. They're going to spot it at the 49.
On that one, they wanted to come wide to the left, but when R.J. pitched back to Steve Shutt, he fumbled the football. Finally found the handlers. It bounced in the right direction for him and continued to come left and got himself a good yardage on the play.
Give to Stevens up the middle. He's got not much room to run, but he gets the 1st down on a pickup of about 4 yards. So Norwich moving the ball on the ground against the Gloversville Huskies. Just into the start of the game, 10:06 remaining in the 1st quarter. 0-0 our score.
Norwich mixing it up pretty good between Stevens and Shutt, though. Each has carried the ball twice. Norwich into Gloversville territory with their first down of the ball game.
R.J. takes the snap, gives to Shutt over the right tackle. He's got room to run. He's tripped up. And Shutt saw some daylight that time, but he was just tripped up by Oakley Cole at the last moment. And he gets up very close to the 1st down. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Officials are going to take a timeout.
A little deception on that play that he gets the flow of traffic as if it were going wide, then cuts back across the grain, which is what he did there. Enough to fool him and get very close to the 1st down.
And bring the sticks out to measure. It's still going to be 2nd down, just about 1 yard to go for Norwich. Stevens and Shutt will line up behind R.J. Here's the snap. The give is to Shutt over right tackle. Rams into the line. He's got the 1st down and not too much more. Give him maybe 3 yards on that carry as Norwich continues to go up the gut. A packed house here at Norwich High School. The fans coming out on a beautiful day. Gloversville fans not too well represented on the far side of the field.
Got some Norwich linemen. You've got Scott Chase, Kamichik, Rice, Tronalone, and Clark that are opening up some holes for those Norwich. We can see them from here. They're really doing a good job of opening them up.
Fumbled snap. R.J. Fools on it. Snap from center wasn't handled cleanly, but RJ was able to recover. Loss of about a yard, maybe a half yard on that play. They're going to call it 2nd down and 11 to go. Ball is on the Gloversville 36. 0-0 our score. Norwich with the first possession of the ball game. Edwards goes wide right. RJ with the snap is going to roll to the right. He'll keep it himself on a bootleg. He's got a few yards before he is stopped. Gets down close to the 30-yard line.
I think what's kind of interesting in that series of plays is that there's an awful lot of deception in there. Of course, we've had Shutt so far that's gained pretty well against Gloversville. That time, it was RJ with Shutt as the trailer going on to the right side, and he just kept it. Probably everybody looking for Shutt, so that he got himself about 3-4 yards on the play.
RJ will take the snap. He's going to give it on the reverse to Edwards. Edwards goes over left tackle for a few yards before he is tripped up and stopped by John Bowman. So Norwich moving the ball well is now stalling a little bit on this possession. It's going to be 4th down and 3 yards to go. Let's see what Coach Dan Crispin elects to do here.
Haven't gone to the air yet, have they? Keeping it right on the ground.
No passing plays yet for Norwich. They're going to go for it.
See if they try to sweep with Shutt.
And the handoff is to Shutt. He's going to be close to the first down. It's going to be very close on that one. Got right down near the 25-yard line. Cirillo made the stop.
He had to get over the 25, Mark.
He did not. It's going to go over to Gloversville, and the Huskies will take over 1st and 10. So the Norwich first possession of the ball game, they managed to drive a little ways, but stalled once they got into Gloversville territory. So the Huskies take over 1st and 10 with the ball at their own 26-yard line. Mark Cirillo, the quarterback, with Ambrosino and Catania in the backfield. And the handoff is to Ambrosino. He pulls over the line for a couple of yards before he is stopped by Toronto, Thornton, and Barnes. Not bad yardage. Pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Ball's on the 31.
Ambrosino has been the biggest part of the rushing offense that Gloversville has. That and Cirillo's passing are about it. And Ambrosino got 6.
Cirillo calling the signals. He'll give to Catania this time. He stopped cold at the line. Dave Kamichik was in there to make the stop. Also for Norwich, John Stone helped put a good wrap on him. It will be 3rd down and 5 yards to go. No gain on that play. Cirillo has a good arm. Let's see if he puts it up. He does. He's looking to the right side, puts the ball up in the air, and it is incomplete. Keith Thornton had good coverage that time on Vince DiGiacomo. Tried about a 25-yard pass to the right side. The rainbow is overthrown, and that'll make it 4th down and 5, and the Huskies are going to have to kick it away.
4th down, 4 yards to go.
To run against Norwich on that one. Cirillo does just about everything on this team. He's going to be punting. Back deep for Norwich will be Thornton and Toronto. Standing back on their own 35-yard line. Low snap. Cirillo gets it. Here's the boot. End-over-end kick that's going to drop at about the 40 and will bounce out of bounds at the 34-yard line, where Norwich will take over 1st and 10. No score in the first quarter.
We'll have the answer for you the same day. At Chase Lincoln First Bank, an equal opportunity lender.
First play from scrimmage for Norwich. RJ keeps it himself for about a yard over right tackle. Not an awful lot of room to run for Allenstein.
Take a look at some of the boys up front. They've got some pretty big defensive ball players that are up there. 180 for Allen. They have 235 for Yakabuchi. So they've got some pretty good beef up there in front. Norwich was, on the first series of downs, was taking them out. Let's see what they can do it on this second series of downs.
Grabowski goes in motion, handoff to Stevens over right tackle. He's got some room to run it close to the first down. Nice run by Pat Stevens. He is finally stopped that time for Gloversville. Tackles made by Jim Del Negro. And it is a first down. Stevens gets a pickup of 10 yards. The ball is on the 45-yard line.
Nice run by Stevens, right up the gut. Got into the backfield of Gloversville, made a spin that got him a couple, 3 extra yards. Nice run that time by Stevens. Good power running.
Shackleton goes wide left. RJ takes the snap, gives to Shutt. No room to run, gains maybe a yard over right tackle.
Hole never materialized on the right side. You could see that Shutt was just a little bit tentative when he got to a line of scrimmage because there was no place for him to go at that point.
Shane DeMaio made the tackle for the Huskies. Will be second down and a long 9 yards to go for Norwich. Ball on their own 46. As the snap goes to Shutt again, he's hitting the backfield but squirts away over left tackle. It gets just over the line of scrimmage. Iacobucci was one of, and Cirillo made the tackle.
I had to be pretty careful besides because he didn't have the handle on the ball. He was kind of juggling the thing. Lucky that he held on to it so that he could. He didn't have a fumble charged against him. Not much running room in those 2 plays though.
No, 3rd and 8. Could be time for Norwich to put it up in the air. Bill Shackleton will come wide to the near side. Grabowski is at tight end. In the backfield. Nobody picked up Mark Akey, and he stormed through and sacked RJ for a 5-yard loss, putting the ball 4th down and 15.
Akey was blitzing from his linebacker spot, and nobody picked up the blitzing linebacker, and he just bore in on RJ and gave him no chance to complete anything on that one. Giacomo and Catania are back.
Good snap. Ford gets off an end-over-end kick that's going to bounce at the 35, high in the air, and gets a Norwich roll. Goes down inside the 25-yard line where it is downed, and Gloversville will take over 1st and 10 on their own 24. No score in the first quarter here at Norwich High School on a sunny homecoming afternoon. Here competing, and I'm sure we'll have a good crowd for that one too. Cirillo will give to Ambrosino. He squirts his way up for a gain of 5 yards.
It's a tailback-oriented offense, and that's what we've seen. That's what we've seen so far.
2nd and 5. Grabowski made the stop on that run.
We've got Catania and Ambrosino set behind Cirillo now.
Ambrosino gets the call again. He's got room to run, and he's breaking on the field. Ambrosino running down the field. And it looks like a touchdown for Gloversville. Dave Ambrosino goes 70 yards for the score, breaking right up through a big hole in the line, and Gloversville takes a 6-0 lead. The first time Norwich has been behind this season.
Mike Powell, but it was a no contest. Ambrosino, 70-yard touchdown.
Cirillo will attempt the point after. Low snap. Here's the boot. It's blocked. He kicked it right into John Stone, and so the point after touchdown is no good. Score Gloversville 6, Norwich nothing.
And on the second play of the second possession for Gloversville, Ambrosino with a 70-yard run straight up the middle. And now Gloversville leads 6-0 with 2:05 remaining in the first quarter.
Oakley Cole to kick off. Good line drive right to Keith Thornton. Takes it on his own 15. He's going to take it up the middle. He got a little bit of room to run. Tries to break out the left side, but is going to be wrapped up and tackled by David Boyles. And Norwich will take over 1st and 10. They're going to spot the ball at the Norwich 31-yard line. So Norwich has had not a bad offense trying to run the ball. They weren't too successful last time. They're going to have to maybe try something a little more option, I think, Frank.
They're going to have to get their blocks just a little bit crisper. There was no holes that were opening up in that second possession. So let's see if they can get it back on track.
Stevens and Shutt line up behind R.J. Grzybowski in motion to the right side. Pitch out. That's towards the end zone. Let's see who grabs it.
Gloversville's number 22, Dave Boyles, is the man who recovered that fumble.
And they pick it up right down at the Norwich 10-yard line. Not good. Pitch out to Steve Shutt, and the ball was pitched just a little behind him and just went rolling right down towards the goal line. And a nice scoring opportunity right now coming up for the Gloversville Huskies. They'll have it first and 10 right on the far side of the 10-yard line. Will give to Ambrosino. He breaks over right tackle. He picks up about 4 yards before he is stopped by the Norwich defense.
Just pulling power plays now as Ambrosino goes over the right guard and on a slant to the right side and got himself about 4 yards.
Cirillo takes the snap. Catania gets the call this time, and he gets wrapped up after gaining a couple of yards. Bruce Berg and Dave Wake were in there to make the stop for Norwich. Ball is down at the 4-yard line, and third down for the Huskies.
You got a big boy in Cirillo, gets down in there fairly close, and they may try the quarterback sneak. He's a 203-pounder, 6'3".
Cirillo, pitch out, Ambrosino around the left side. He's getting hit, and he is trying to go towards the goal line, knocked out of bounds short of the goal line. Bruce Berg and Dave Kamichik on pursuit knocked Ambrosino out at about the 2, and it will be fourth down for the Huskies.
Jamie Edwards had a good shot at him back at about the 10-yard line, but couldn't quite bring him down, so there is
a touchdown run. Lining up in front of Ambrosino on Catania. Cirillo is going to give to Ambrosino. He stopped. Bruce Berg and Doug Grzybowski were the men that led the charge to stop Dave Ambrosino well short of the goal line. He got nowhere on that one, so maybe that's the boost Norwich needs, so they can move it out of their own end.
Good defensive play by the left side defensive line that Norwich had in there. And now at the 2-yard line, though, things aren't quite over with, but I think that that's going to boost them up just a little bit, because being down 2 would have hurt them.
Doug Grzybowski getting some words from the official, and we'll come over to the sidelines.
Then a kickoff with a score 12 or 14 or nothing, Mark.
This is true. And there's the whistle that will end the first quarter, with Stevens taking the run in for Gloversville 6, Norwich nothing. You're listening to Norwich High School football. First and 10 on their own 2-yard line. RJ lines up behind center. He'll give it to Pat Stevens. It doesn't have too much room over left tackle before being tripped up by Gloversville's Jim Del Negro.
Gave him just a little bit of running room, got him 3 yards, almost off the 5-yard line. What you're looking for is some breathing space down in there so that you haven't got your backs standing in the end zone where you might get a fumble or something like that. So they've got a little running room out to almost to the 5-yard line.
I don't think we'll see any pitch outs down this close to the goal line. Stevens and Shutt in the backfield, and there's a whistle on the play as Stevens got the call. Gloversville's clapping. It might be against Norwich, the penalty. And it is illegal procedure against the Purple Tornado. That'll move the ball back half the distance to the goal.
That puts them back into dangerous territory again.
Well, from the 5 to the 2.5, I guess. And they will spot the ball at the 2-yard line. For Norwich now, second down and 9. Shackleton wide left. The snap, handoff to Shunt. He goes around the left side and is wrapped up and stopped for very little gain on that play. John Bowman making the stop for the Huskies. And Norwich now faced with a 3rd down and 8 yards to go with the ball on their own 4.
Tough position to do any passing from with a third down and 9. And if they don't get the first down, it will mean that Gloversville will have awfully good field position as a result of the punt, unless Pete Ward can get off another one of those 65-yarders that he got off last week.
And RJ's going to look to pass. He's getting chased in the old end zone. He puts it up, and it is incomplete, trying to throw it to Grzybowski. Even if he had caught it, it wouldn't have been a first down. It was only to the 5-yard line. Incomplete pass makes it 4th down and 8, and Pete Ward's going to have to kick it from his own end zone.
Just a little square-out pattern that time was run by Grzybowski. But the ball was overthrown. Actually kind of dangerous with RJ fading back into the end zone to throw that football. But as we say, unless Pete gets off a real crackerjack this time, it looks like Gloversville is going to end up with awfully good field position. No place to have 10 men on the field, is it? Not when you got your back against the wall the way they have it.
Fumbled snap. Ward picks it up and gets off a nice kick.
Oh, what a boot. Boy, that play, we came out smelling like a rose on that one. In the first place, Norwich had only 10 men out there. The field was the last second they had to put another man in the defense. In the second place, Pete Ward got a snap that was fumbled. It was very low. He fumbled the football right into the end zone, picked it up and kicked it out to the 44-yard line, the Norwich 44. And that was a very well done for things that were so screwed up as that one was.
1st and 10 on the Norwich 43. Katani gets the call and no yardage. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage by John Stone and Bruce Berg. Pick up of maybe half a yard on that play. Dangerous place to operate from, but Norwich came out not too badly, although Gloversville starting out in Norwich territory. Cirillo's dropping back to pass, sends up an ice pile, but way overthrown. He was trying to get it downfield to Tom Willett, but overthrew him by a good 20 yards.
It must have been kind of somebody got confused on that one because it didn't look like Willett was out on a fly pattern going as fast as he could down the sideline. The ball was overthrown at least 10 or 15 yards.
Powell, Edwards, and Cahalan were the men in that general area covering Willett. That's going to make it 2nd down and 9. Cirillo, not a bad passer, but didn't fare too well on that one.
3rd and 9.
And he's going to look.
Position and really got to Cirillo before he even found a spot where he might set up the throw pass. So give Berge one big sack.
That is going to make it 4th down and 16 yards to go for Gloversville. Ball's now on the 50-yard line. And Cirillo will drop back to punt. Deep man for Norwich will be Toronto and Thornton. Cirillo standing on his own 38. Good snap. Cirillo kicks it over end towards the sideline. It's going to bounce at the 20-yard line and go out of bounds on the 19 where Norwich will take over. 1st down and 10. You're listening to Norwich High School football.
Kids' play shoes are serious business. When small feet are growing, they need extra support and protection on casual wear. From high-top construction to Velcro closure systems. At the Norwich Shoe Company outlet store on Hale Street in Norwich, we've got Nike shoes for children. And they aren't just kid stuff.
RJ back to pass, throws it over the middle and it's tipped away.
Intended for Jamie Edwards. Nice play, nice defensive play that time by John Bowman of Gloversville.
It'll be 2nd and 10, Norwich with the ball on their own 19. Gloversville leads at 6-0 with 8:44 remaining in the first half. This time Edwards lines up wide right in the pro set. Stevens and shut. RJ will give to Stevens. Big hole over the line. And Stevens has room to run.
Oh no, he's the last man that could have brought Stevens down was clipped on the far side of the field at the 42-yard line. Too bad. Nice run that time by Stevens, but the Norwich man who was running interference for him, and it was the last guy that could have brought him down, was clipped.
Another tough break. Last week, Steve Shutt ran a ball 60 yards for a touchdown, but it was called back by a penalty, and a nice run that time by Stevens. He got right up to about the 45, and he hurdled the tackler, but the tackler had been clipped by a Norwich player, and that's going to cost Norwich some yardage, quite a bit when you consider the run that they're going to lose.
Nice run by Stevens, too. Stevens broke a couple of tackles as he was going down the far sideline. It looked like one of the men from the right side of the Norwich line who was trying to get some angle going left to get the defense, but the last man, you can see it from here, last man was clipped.
2nd and 4 from the 26 for Norwich. RJ to Stevens again. And again, he's got a hold on the left side. He's got the first down and more. John Stevens races up to the 35-yard line. Before he is stopped by Bob Catania.
And Tom Willett, he just carried Tom Willett with him, and Tom Willett's a big boy, 170 pounds, and Stevens just put his head down in that power play up the middle and just kept moving with Willett on his back. So it was a nice run up the middle by Stevens.
1st and 10, ball is at the Norwich 37. Stevens again bounces through the line for 1 or 2 yards. Mark Cirillo put the hit on him.
He does everything, doesn't he, this Mark Cirillo? He punts, he's quarterback, he is middle linebacker on defense, and that time he really put a good thing out of Stevens. Stevens got only 2 yards, and it was a head-on collision with Cirillo.
It is 2nd down and 7 for Norwich. Edwards at flanker, Shackleton wide right. Edwards goes in motion, and RJ is going to drop back and look for him. Here's the pass. It's going to be complete.
Jamie Edwards into the right flat, and the exciting was after Jamie Edwards had caught the football. A guy tried to knock him out of bounds, came very close to it, and Jamie just kept going forward, up over the midfield stripe at the 48-yard line of Gloversville. Norwich 1st and 10.
Good passing play that time. RJ to Stevens, wrapped up the line, and goes for a gain of a yard or 2. Getting in there to make the stop for Gloversville was Oakley Cole.
Sheehan DeMaio in there also, and Anthony Iacobucci, number 55, big boy. He's the nose guard for the Huskies. 6-0 the score. Gloversville leading over Norwich.
RJ rolls out right, pitch out to Shutt. 32-yard line. Pickup of 5 yards on that play on the pitch out to Steve Shutt. Put it down at the 42, where it will be 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Purple.
Norwich mixing them up pretty good this time. Norwich started back at their own 18-yard line, and now have gotten into Gloversville territory with a good concerted drive. 3rd down play in about 5. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Edwards in motion. RJ looks to pass, fires over the left side. And Doug Rostowski
Yeah,
he was open.
Yeah, Tom Willett just managed to get his hand on it, though, I think, Mark. Otherwise, Grzybowski had gotten behind him, but Willett just managed to tip it. It looked like a good deal of yardage could have resulted from that play if Willett hadn't have pulled off that defensive gem.
If Grzybowski had been able to get his hands on it, he would have had a lot of clear yardage between himself and the goal line. Pete Ward will kick the ball away. Good snap. Kick is a high boot. It's going to drop down. A fair catch and roll out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Not a bad kick by Pete Ward. And Gloversville will take over 1st and 10.
Nice kick. Also, he did well to get that football away from Oakley Cole, who had come busting through there from the defensive line. But Pete was unruffled, and he kicked it out on the 10-yard line. So good play by Pete Ward.
So Gloversville will have to operate deep in their own territory, starting out on their 10-yard line. 6-0, the Huskies lead it in the first half with 5:39 to go. Cirillo, Ambrosino, and Catania make up the backfield for Gloversville, and it'll be Ambrosino getting the call over right tackle. Not much yardage as Bruce Berg and Dave Wake stopped him, along with Dave Kamichik. Pick up that time of 3 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
Norwich sets up the front four with Doug Grzybowski, Stone, number 41, in there, and Bruce Berg. Now Norwich goes in a six-man down line. They've gotten away from the 4-4.
Cirillo looking to pass, just gets it away. It's a long pass. It's going to be incomplete. Nice play that time by Keith Thornton to break up a long bomb. Running the post batter in that time for the Huskies, John Roman was going flying down the right side, but incomplete. 3rd down and 7.
I'm impressed with the way that Thornton plays that cornerback spot, because he's been up against some pretty fast boys, and he's been able to keep up with them. That time, stride for stride. Nice play.
Also, Bruce Berg put a good hit on Cirillo. So going over the left side.
Going to be short about maybe a yard, I'd say.
Edwards put the hit on him, and looks like they're going to send in the punting team. It's only on the 19-yard line, and that's kind of dangerous territory to be going on a 4th down.
If you don't make it, it's kind of a gift, isn't it?
It sure is. Cirillo will punt the ball. Standing back on his own 7-yard line. Low snap, but he gets it. Kicks it away. It's a low squiggling kick. It's going to bounce and be picked up by Thornton at his own 47. Can't run to the right. Tries to go up the middle. Here's one stop. And that's where Norwich will take over 1st and 10.
About a 10-yard run back that time by Thornton. Found some good running room up the middle, got over the midfield stripe and on to about the 47 of Gloversville. Good field position for the Tornado, 1st and 10. We've got 4 minutes remaining in the first half, and the score is Gloversville 6 and Norwich nothing. Time to get on the board before halftime.
And RJ's going to try to put points up. He's going through the air, over the middle.
Straight up the middle, that time to Doug Grzybowski on just a slant pattern. Over to the inside. Short the tackle or two. Got himself good yardage down to the 27-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Brookville Tornado. Called at the Husky 27.
20-yard pass play, Mark.
Stevens and Shedd behind RJ, and RJ's going to put it up again, looking to the right side, and it's pass interference. Just before the ball got there by David Boyles.
just a little square out pattern is all he was running, down about 5 yards straight out to the sideline. But Boyles coming after him looked like he wanted to tackle him just a second or two before the ball ever arrived. So an interference penalty is going to be called against Gloversville.
And Boyles didn't like the call at all, but you seldom win arguments with the referees, and they're going to march some yards off against the Huskies.
Did you see any argument anyway, Mark?
Not argument, an expression of grief, maybe. Maybe he was just mad at himself. Nonetheless, Norwich will have it first down and 10 on the Gloversville 12-yard line. The deepest penetration today for the Purple Tornado. They are down 6-0, and we have
KST next door to the Busy Bee on East Main Street in Norwich.
First and 10, ball on the Gloversville 13. RJ rolls out right side. He's going to keep it himself and be put for a loss back at the 15. He is run out of bounds by Oakley Cole and David Boyles.
Tried to roll to the right side that time, but there was just too much coming this way for Gloversville. There was no opportunity to get outside anything, and he was knocked out of bounds by the Huskies. A loss on the play of about 2 yards. It'll be second down and 12. Playing from the near side hash mark, and they don't have that much room to run an option to the near side.
And he's going to put it in the air again, over the middle, and it's going to be
Jamie right up over the center. Nice catch by Jamie, down on his knees when he caught the football inside the 5-yard line. Give him a good reception. But RJ also, realizing that there was defense around Jamie Edwards, put that ball in there low purposely so that he wasn't throwing it up for grabs. So RJ and Edwards both do well in that play.
Shackleton and Edwards are the wide men. RJ will take the snap and give it to Stevens. Stevens. Down, low kick, and it will be no good, wide to the right, so we are tied up at 6 apiece as we count down. Zone power should be okay.
Nice drive that time of 53 yards by Norwich, mixing it up between Stevens, Shutt, the little passes from RJ to Edwards and to Grzybowski, so Norwich used a little bit of everything in that series of downs. Good for 53 yards and the touchdown, and the score's tied now. Gloversville 6, Norwich 6.
Steve Ward gets off a boot that is short and will be taken by the field fan for Gloversville. He pulls his way up the middle and gets up close to the 45, stopped at the 43-yard line. That was Bob Renda who did that, the run back for Gloversville. It'll be first down at 10 yards. They put the ball down at the Gloversville 43.
Just a perfect afternoon here for football. Good football game going on between Gloversville and Norwich. Good crowd on hand. Homecoming, we'll have the crowning of the Queen at halftime. Some band music by the Norwich band. It's just a great afternoon here at Ulrichs Field.
Cirillo to Catania. He is knocked down at the line by Bob Barnes, John Stone, and Doug Grzybowski, all out of hand in stopping Catania for an actual loss of about half a yard. It'll be second and 11.
Catania hasn't had much luck running this afternoon. Ambrosino has been making the yardage along with Cirillo. But they've got Catania's number. I'm not sure that he's in the plus figures at all after 4 or 5 carries.
Cirillo lines up over center. He's going to drop back to pass. He's got good protection, throws to the left side. Dropped by Catania. And Catania was wide open at the 50-yard line. The pass just went to him and then hit the ground.
Catania set up wide as the flanker to the left side, just make a fly pattern and a button hook. And not too bad a pass that time by Cirillo, but Catania couldn't seem to hold on to it.
third down and a long 10 yards to go for the Huskies.
1:38 remaining in the first half.
Clock ticking down. We're tied at 6 apiece. And Cirillo will try pass again. Good rush on. Pass over the middle, complete to Willett. He gets down into Norwich territory and is tackled at the 41 by Keith Thornton.
They've been flanking men and been trying to throw to the flankers, and that time they threw to Willett. And Willett came up over center. No huddle. They're going on quickly.
Cirillo looking to pass again, and he's going to be... And it was Bruce George and Herb Blake that teamed up to stop Mark Cirillo. Stop back at the 50-yard line.
Big loss on the play of 10 yards as Norwich sacking Cirillo on the play.
Again, no huddle for the Huskies. Cirillo will drop back and try to put it in the air. Another good rush on. He's up in the pocket. There's 34 seconds left before halftime. A nice pick off that time by Joe Toronto.
Nice interception that time by Toronto, and a good run back.
The result was an interception by Joe Toronto. So Norwich has it first and 10 on their own 47. RJ, the quarterback. He is going to drop back to pass. Good protection. Moving right side. Throws it up there for first down for Edwards, and it is knocked down.
It is intercepted, I think, by Boyles. Boyles intercepted that pass. It was intended for Edwards, and it was batted by Castagna, and Catania hit it into Boyles' hands, so it is an interception back by Gloversville.
And the Huskies have it first and 10 on their own 35 as Norwich and the Huskies trade interceptions. 30 seconds left, first half.
Those chip drills come in handy at times.
Cirillo drops back, big rush put on, screenplay. It's complete. Oklahoma has it. He's running around the left side, and he is knocked out of bounds, close to the first down. Let's check that. Ambrosino as the receiver on the screen pass, as Norwich had the good rush on again, but Gloversville was able to read it.
Ambrosino ran well that time as Edwards hit him a good lick, but couldn't knock him off his feet. Well disguised play that time by Cirillo. As the ball gets up to the 43-yard line, gain on the play of 8 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 2. But the clock is a big factor now. There's only 15 seconds remaining in the first half.
Shotgun over the head of Cirillo, but he grabs it. Fires over the middle.
He's got a man to beat. He can't beat it on the far side.
Edwards knocked out at the Gloversville 34. 5 seconds remaining. And no one wants the football, apparently, as they are throwing interceptions back and forth. First, that's the second one in the last 2 times the Gloversville has had the ball. Cirillo has put up an interception, and in between, RJ threw an interception.
Cirillo had no time to get set on that play. It was a chance in the first half.
Assistant coach Frank Maravito out there to tell his offense what this last play is going to be. No surprise, RJ will put it up. He cocks it, loses control of the ball, and they're going to whistle it dead with no time left on the clock. The whistle hasn't gone off yet, but that'll do it for the first half of play. Our score, Norwich 6 and Gloversville 6.
A little more work here in the second half. This Gloversville's fired up after their first 2 losses. I say they didn't want a third trip down here in the southern tier and lose to the 3, so they're trying to salvage 3 trips down into the southern tier with a victory this afternoon, and looks like Norwich is going to have to go and take it away from them.
Shango Forks and Seton Catholic weren't too hospitable to the Gloversville Huskies in their first 2 games of the season. Norwich is going to kick off. Pete Ward will be doing the chores. Back deep for Gloversville, Catania, along with Tom Willett. official's got his hand up. We're about ready for the kickoff of the second half of today's ball game. Tied at 6 feet. End-over-end kick that's going to be taken by the short man at his own 23-yard line. Gloversville man gets up to the 34 before he is knocked down. The ball carrier was Tony Young, and he was hit, and Gloversville will take over. First down at 10 yards to go. They're going to spot it at the 34.
Gloversville has the ball. 34-yard line.
Mark Cirillo, the quarterback, with Ambrosino and Catania in the backfield. Ambrosino gets the call at right tackle, wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage by Dave Kamichik. He made a nice stop on that play. Hit him right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to make it second down and 10. Dave Kay calls the defensive signals for Norwich.
Second down, 9 yards to go.
Strong defensive line with Grzybowski, Stone, Wake, Edwards at his linebacker spot. Cirillo will pitch out to Ambrosino. Edwards almost gets a hand on him. He's going low hard to the left, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Mike Powell ran him out again for maybe a loss of a yard. Good pursuit that time by the Purple Tornado defense. They didn't give Ambrosino too much room to get loose.
Edwards and Powell, actually, Edwards had a shot. Edwards had a shot at him in the backfield, but couldn't quite bring him down, but did manage to knock him out of bounds. Well, actually, he gained about a yard on that play. Third down and 9.
Third and 9. Cirillo will drop back. Gets good protection, steps up in the pocket. Now he has to scramble. Kamichik is chasing after him, and he holds it down. Pick up maybe a few yards. And good defensive back coverage that time by Norwich.
Cirillo kept looking around downfield for a man to throw the ball to, and Norwich defense just had all of their receivers covered, and they gave them no opportunity, so as a result, Cirillo had to eat the football. Fourth down play, Norwich holds, and at the 36-yard line, it'll be Gloversville with a punt situation.
Cirillo will do the punting chores. Gets off a high kick that's going to bounce and take a Norwich bounce, roll back up to the 40 before it's down. And Norwich will take over first and 10 with the ball on their own 39-yard line after a good defensive effort to stop the Huskies on their first possession of the second half. Tied up at 6 apiece just into the second half. 10-14 remaining in the third quarter. R.J. Lauenstein goes back in at quarterback for Norwich. Edwards will line up in the flanker spot with Shackleton wide to the left, the backfield. Stevens and Shutt. RJ is going to give it to Steve Shutt, and he is tripped up in the backfield and fumbles the football. Gloversville on that. Shutt got hit just as he got up to the line of scrimmage, and Mark Cirillo and Anthony Iacobucci were there to recover that football, and Gloversville will have it first and 10 on the Norwich 43.
This is a game that happens in split seconds because there was a big hole that opened up on the left side, and it was just a trip by a Gloversville defenseman that actually stopped that play. Otherwise, it could have been Shutt going for a long way.
Into the ball game at the halfback spot is Alan Peck, but Ambrosino gets it, runs right up the gut, picks up maybe a yard before he's met by a host of tacklers. Kamichik, Grzybowski, and Stone among them, putting the hit on Ambrosino. It's going to give him a gain of 2 yards, second down and 8, ball at the Norwich 41. Cirillo takes the snap. Ambrosino again breaks through on the left side and gains the first down. Ambrosino is dragged down by Mike Powell as he breaks through for the first down on a good pickup. They're going to put the ball down at the Norwich 27-yard line.
Nice run straight up the middle by the tailback, Ambrosino. A gain on the play of about what, 10 yards by Ambrosino.
Cirillo will throw it over the middle. It's incomplete. He was trying to hit Mike Willett, who was running square out better, but he threw it behind him. That's going to make it second down and 10 on the 27. Ambrosino goes over the 100-yard mark with that last run. He has 104 yards rushing. Most of those, of course, on a 70-yard TD lump in the first half of the contest. 6-6 tie right now, 8:37 remaining, third quarter. Gloversville moving the football into Norwich territory. Sneak by Cirillo. He goes up the middle. Kamichik gets in there to stop him. He gets over the 25-yard line down to the 23, and that's going to make it third down and about 5 yards to go.
That's his first quarterback sneak of the afternoon, and I expected that would be a potent weapon for them with a 203-pound quarterback.
Kind of an unusual call, that much yardage to go. Ambrosino gets the call, stopped dead at the line. Maybe he pushed his way forward for a yard or two before Dave Kamichik wrapped him up. Dave Wake also helped on the stop.
And Bob Barnes also in there to help on the stop.
It's down to the 27-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 4. And they're going to keep driving and see if they can get the first down. Now they're going to call the timeout and talk it over with Coach Bob Gould. 6-6 our score. You're listening to Norwich High School.
Drive halts.
Pitch out to Catania. Option play. He's looking to put it out. Throws the ball over the left side. It's incomplete. He tried to throw it back to the quarterback, Cirillo, but he had some hot pursuit and coverage there by Bruce Berg and Jamie Edwards.
Nice defensive play by Berg and Edwards as Catania and then tried to throw back to the left side to Cirillo. So the fourth down play does not work. Good defense by Norwich, and it's 1st and 10 Norwich.
So the flea flicker doesn't catch the Purple Tornado off guard, and they're going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 23. RJ with Stevens and Toronto behind him. Out of the eye. It'll be Toronto. He's got some room to run.
Afternoon for the Norwich Tornado.
47 yards for Joe Toronto as he breaks over the right side and continues to break through some tackles and keep on his feet despite some hot pursuit. And Norwich has it 1st and 10 at the Gloversville 31. Scott Eddy goes in motion to the left side. Handoff up the middle. Stevens has some good yardage. He picks up 6 or 7 yards.
Just those quick openers. That one went right off the right hip of the center, Brian Rice, who just drove forward, and Stevens right behind him. So Rice did a fine job of opening the hole for Stevens that time. 7 yards for Stevens.
Yakabuchi and Cole made the stop for the Huskies.
I tried all afternoon. Let's see if they come back with it. They are. They're going back to Stevens with it. The same play.
He gets the first down as he gets down to the 19-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 with the football just over the 20-yard line of Gloversville. Norwich moving the ball well with the quick openers over big center Brian Rice. They line up in the pro set with Stevens, Toronto, and Edwards, and it'll be
again that time. Stevens right up the middle again behind Rice.
And that's Stevens making some good yardage on those quick openers. He gets down close to the 10-yard line. They put it down at the 11. It'll be 2nd down and a long 1.
They're just splitting the two men in the center of the line. Now they put a linebacker up in there, so they're going to a 5-man line this time. Oh, coming across is a defensive man. But let's see whether he was drawn off or not.
Yakabuchi jumped the gun a little bit, and it's going to be against Gloversville.
Yep. Offside. Yakabuchi is the linebacker who came up to take one of the two nose guard positions for Gloversville. So he should have stayed back there linebacker. 5 yards in that down position.
5-yard penalty is going to put the ball at the Gloversville 6. And it will make it first down and goal to go for the Purple Tornado.
First down, goal to go for Norwich.
At the 6. Handoff. Going to go
Stevens, had he not have had that second effort, would have been stopped dead cold at the line of scrimmage.
So Pat Stevens scores his second touchdown of the day, and Norwich goes up on top 12-6. Norwich operating out of the pro set the last couple of plays on that drive as they put Scott Eddy in the backfield. They're going to go for 2 with Stevens and Toronto lining up in the eye behind RJ. And RJ's going to look to pass. He rolls right, puts the ball up there.
Down to about the 20-yard line of Gloversville in the best run we've seen by Norwich this afternoon.
First kickoff, a long time move going to be taken by Catania on his 23. So run right up the middle, gets through a couple of attackers, starts cutting off to the right side of where he's being brought down at his own 37-yard line.
And Bruce Utter made the fine tackle on him. Bruce on the special teams for Norwich brought him down at the 37-yard line. Nice drive that time as Norwich came upfield 67 yards for that touchdown.
And Cirillo's going to drop back and try to put it up in the air over the left side. He's got it complete to Catania out of the backfield, and he is brought down by Dave Wake and Mike Powell.
Catania was circling out of the backfield from his spot behind Cirillo, and Cirillo just kept watching him and threw it to him. Beautiful pass that time by Cirillo over the top of Powell.
This time Catania will carry the ball, gets nowhere. Grabbing him around the ankles was Dave Kamichik. He's stopped after gain of 1 yard, second down and 9, ball in Norwich territory at the 49-yard line.
Down, 9 yards to go.
Cirillo's capable of throwing that football up. He got 240 yards against Shenango Forks in that first ball game of the year, so don't underrate that part of the ball game for Gloversville.
Where the people combined to pull down Mark Cirillo in the backfield for a loss of 4 yards.
Nice play that time.
That's
by Stone.
That's going to make it 3rd and 13. Cirillo passed for 240 yards against Shenango Forks. You know that he is an effective passer.
Stone's been impressive so far this season as one of the real good front four that Norwich has.
Roman goes wide right. Cirillo's going to drop back to pass. Steps up in the pocket.
Again. So the two tackles in the Norwich defense, Stone and Wake, converge on Cirillo and bring him down.
So Mark Cirillo trying to get some time to put the ball up in the air, but between a solid secondary play for Norwich and a heavy rush put on, he has nowhere to go but to the ground. And Norwich has a 14-6 lead with 3:44 left to play in the third quarter. Low snap, Cirillo gets it off, low line drive kick that's going to hit the ground, and they're going to let it go. Keith Thornton will watch it roll down, and Norwich will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. You're listening to Norwich High School football.
He's the man to see. Does your insurance man really care? AST Insurance, instead of just an annual bill,
you get an annual review, including the 10 most overlooked coverages. Go ahead, give us a call. Caring doesn't cost extra, it pays.
KSG, next door to the Busy Bee on East Main Street in Norwich.
Pat Stevens carries the ball on the first play from scrimmage, picks up maybe 5 yards, and will make it 2nd and 5 on a ball on the 29-yard line.
Second down, 6 yards to go.
Giving Stevens as much of a workout as he's had this season, and Stevens is responding very well with some good runs. Toronto now is the tailback behind Stevens.
Stevens gets the call. He goes over the left tackle and picks up another yard or 2.
Cut back to the left side. Jim Del Negro brought him down, but Stevens is running hard, and the Norwich line is opening things up for him.
Gloversville has a lot of ball players that go both on offense and defense, and Bob
Has grossly the advantage so far.
Stevens at Toronto in the eye behind RJ, and Stevens gets the call again. He pulls his way up over the beyond the first down marker, picks up 3 yards and a first down for the Purple Tornado. Gets up to his own 33. So Norwich continuing a good drive. Helen brings in the play from the sidelines. 2:18 remaining third quarter. Norwich up 14-6. A little bit of a mix-up, and Norwich going to go back in the huddle. The officials are calling a timeout.
Norwich in the offensive line has made a couple of changes this week in the interior line.
Syracuse beat Nebraska 17-9 for the upset of the year in college football. The number 1 team in the nation falls to the Central New York Orange Men. And that was the roar of the crowd you heard when they announced that one.
Last week they were shut out by Rutgers.
Right here we have a pitch out to Pat Stevens. He goes around the right side, gets stopped at the line, second effort. But there's no flags down on the play. Stevens gets just a little bit beyond the line of scrimmage, maybe.
The only trouble on that one was that the official was on the opposite side, so he couldn't see it at all because, yes, there was a little face masking going on that time against Stevens. That's a final score, 17-9?
Yes. Unbelievable. 1:42 left third quarter. Norwich up 14-6. Just as he took the snap, and might be a call of too much time against the Purple Tornado. Offside, right? Gloversville.
I think we've got Anthony Yakabuchi again, who is the linebacker who gets up into the line of scrimmage and doesn't understand the purpose of a down lineman. So he was offside. He was offside again. When they go from a 4-man line to a 5-man line, Yakabuchi goes up in there. And this is, I think, either the second or third time that he's jumped off. That's his third time that he's jumped offside.
Allen and Edwards go wide to the left-hand side. Allenstein is going to roll right. Pitch out to Toronto. No place to go, and he is going to be dropped for a loss of a couple.
Norwich tries a little to get him off key on that one because Norwich has the strength of the formation to the left side, which is the open side of the field, and they try to sweep the right side. But that time, no running move at all that was possible for Toronto.
Tomorrow and Akey were the people that made the stop for the Huskies, and call the third down at 7 yards to go with the ball on the Norwich 41. Could be time to put it up for RJ. Edwards in motion to the right side. RJ rolls to the right, and he is going to be pulled down right at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and Norwich is going to have to kick away.
Bob Gould is the cheerleader on the Gloversville side of the field, and that time the Gloversville defense held very well when he was really clapping it up on the far side. Nice defense that time by Gloversville. Norwich with a 4th down. We'll get back to punt.
Pete Ward doing the kicking. Good snap, good protection. Nice. Katina, and it's going to roll down and into the end zone. Touchback. Bob Barnes running after it, but he couldn't get to it. And he considered that one a good from the line of scrimmage. He threw that football 59 yards. Matt Stevens has rushed for 99 yards in this bowl game and 2 touchdowns. Gloversville has it 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Mark Hansen and Frank Beninati with you on WCHN AM 97 in Norwich. Catania gets the call, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage and putting a big bear hug on him was Dave Tamicha.
And Doug Griswold. Well, say Catania hasn't had an awful lot of success here this afternoon. Norwich defense has been playing very well against at least that offensive weapon that Gloversville has.
They gave him a gain of 2 yards and like it's 2nd and 8 on the 22. Cirillo, the quarterback, he's going to drop back to pass. Look on the right side, it's going to be complete. Pass is complete to Hardy Simonson, the tight end. Didn't gain an awful lot on the play. There's a little bit of a square out pattern. He caught it in kind of a sliding fashion. They're going to mark it at the 27-yard line, so it's still going to be 3rd down and a long 3 yards to go.
3rd down, 3 yards to go.
Norwich defense, I think, on that play anticipated the run because they had all of their men up there within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. With a 3rd down play, I would expect they would loosen off the defense a little bit, but no, they're all up there again, so they're trying. Let's see whether they can, there's a blitz going on.
Cirillo drops back, rolls out left side, puts the ball up in the air, he's going for it. Before he could get it to his wide receiver, Bob Renda. So that'll make it 4th down. Good coverage that time by Mike Powell.
Renda had actually gotten behind Powell. The ball was slightly underthrown. Had it been thrown just a little bit farther, Norwich could have been in trouble. But Powell did get his hand up there and bat the ball down. An incompleted forward pass.
So Cirillo will cut the ball. He is standing at his own 15-yard line. The deep man, Thornton and Toronto, they're standing on their own 41. Good snap. Cirillo gets the kick away. High end-over-end kick that's going to be taken by Toronto at his 39. And he is dropped at his 41 by John Roman. So Norwich will take it 1st and 10.
Just a 2-yard run back of that punt as Toronto might better have made a fair catch with the Gloversville defenders coming down on him.
He was probably playing with flair on that one a little bit. He was a very high kick, a nice kick by Cirillo, so he didn't have an awful lot of room. Stevens and Toronto are the backfield, lining up behind R.J. Lowenstein, and R.J. is going to give it to Toronto. He goes over the right tackle slot for a gain of 2 yards before he is knocked back by the Gloversville defensive line. Del Negro and Akey were the people that stopped him after a gain of 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Timeout on the field.
2nd down.
Toronto came right out of his shoe on that play.
Obviously an equipment timeout then. 10:04 remaining in the contest. Norwich up 14-6. And Joe gets his shoe back on. Edwards goes in motion to the far side. Give to Stevens up the middle. And he is pulled down by Yakabuchi as he gets over the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
Stevens, the bread and butter man here this afternoon. Whenever called out, he's been able to get that yardage, and it's been all running on the part of Stevens. Just those quick handoffs going straight up the middle.
RJ is going to drop back and put this one in the air. Throws over the right side, and it's to the 1st down. In the Gloversville territory at the 42-yard line. Nice little spread out pass completion from R.J. Loudstein to Jamie Edwards to keep the Norwich drive alive.
Edwards was really open on that one. You could just see it. And R.J. rolling to the side that he had squared out was able to pick him out and complete the pass for the first down from the 44-yard line.
Grozbowski in motion, handoff to Stevens over right tackle. He pulls his way up to the left. Stevens over the right sideline picks up 10 yards.
And Stevens met Cirillo head on. He's a middle linebacker, and he just met him head on, drove his head right into him, and just kept right on running. A gain on the play of about 10 yards, and that was Stevens all by himself that time.
And Cirillo goes over to the sidelines. He's going to take a break from this play. He's probably played on just about every single play of the game, special teams, offense, defense, and he's got to be one tired ball player. Norwich first and 10 with the ball on the 33 of Gloversville. RJ's going to put it up there again. Looks to the left side. Post this ball to the side.
We've got to give him an assist.
Spot the ball at the one. Pat Stevens. And he scores. And Norwich goes up on top 20-6 out of Gloversville. Dave Anderson is going to try the point after touchdown. He missed his first attempt, and Norwich scored a two-point conversion on their second score of the day. High snap, the kick is up. Pass completion to Doug Grozbowski and a one-yard touchdown run by Pat Stevens, his third of the afternoon. Pete Ward's going to kick off.
That's a good 41-yard drive by Norwich that time.
Kicking it sideways off the tee. It's going to float in the air, be taken for 35.
Utala went sailing after him, but Utala couldn't bring him down, and Jim Dennis was the boy who put the hit on Bob Miranda. That ball was laid down flat. It was a split kick if Norwich didn't want any long run back on that kickoff. Renda did well to field the football the way he did, and Norwich came down and covered well on the kickoff. 7:57 remaining. Norwich up by a score of 21-6.
Cirillo from the shotgun. Grozbowski goes out and hits him. There's in the air. It's going to be incomplete. He was going for Tom Willett. And Cirillo was leveled by Doug Grozbowski just as he got rid of the ball, and Cirillo gets up a little bit slowly.
Well, when you realize that Grozbowski weighs 215 and he's on the dead run, and Cirillo is just standing there, Doug really put a hit on him that time, and Cirillo got up off the ground very, very slowly.
It's going to be second down and 10. Gloversville has the ball on their own 40-yard line. And they're going to work out of the shotgun again as they have to make up some points in a hurry. Cirillo will look to the left side. Screen pass in the front to get 10 yards. He is scrimmage. And getting in there, making the stop for Norwich was Jamie Edwards and Mike Powell.
They're coming out of the shotgun now. They want to give the quarterback Cirillo a little bit more time to throw the football as they've got to get caught up. 7:29 remaining in the ball game. Norwich up 21-6, but so far the Norwich pass rush has been a good one.
Using the backfield more to block now, Ambrosino and Catania. Shotgun snap to Cirillo. Screen pass to Kendall again. To Ambrosino, but he was stopped by Eddie and Bruce Berg.
And number 63, Dave Wake, who diagnosed that screen pass very well. They completed it, but there was no place to go. They were buried on the play.
So it is 4th down and 10. Gloversville goes to the shotgun. It gets them nowhere, and Cirillo is going to have to kick.
They've completed 2 passes in this drive, and they've gained no yardage out of them.
Cirillo standing on his 30-yard line. Gets off a low line drive end over end kick that Toronto's going to take on his 25. He's going to run to the left side. Makes a couple of tackles. Still on his feet. He is dragged down at his own 26-yard line by Jim Del Negro.
He tried to run it back to the near side. He had some pretty good balance, but about the 3rd time when Mark Akey come after him, Toronto just couldn't keep his balance. So there was a gain, run back of maybe 2 or 3 yards is all there was by Toronto on that play. And for Norwich, it's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Norwich has had good success running the ball in the second half. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 25. RJ still in the quarterback with Stevens and Toronto. And Stevens is going to get the call. Goes over left tackle. Squirts through a hole. Still going. Picks up 5 yards before he is stopped by Shane DeMaya.
All the yardage that Stevens is getting this afternoon is done on his own, as he's been able to just keep those legs going. And Stevens always was a very powerful runner. Well, had some injuries there last year and some injuries early this season, and this is the best football game that Pat Stevens has had.
Well over 100 yards for Pat Stevens. And this time to the left-hand side, gets a first down and more. He rushes for about 13 yards before being knocked out of bounds, getting up to the 45.
They faked the handoff that time to Stevens going to the right side, and it was Toronto coming back to the left side. So there was the fake to Stevens that made that play as successful as it was.
They put it at the 44 of Norwich, where they have it 1st and 10. RJ fakes to Stevens, gives to Toronto, and he is wrapped up at the line and gets nowhere on that one.
Norwich blocking on the left side of the line that time, and Oakley Cole was the man who brought Stevens down on that play. 4:54 remaining of the ball game, and the score: Norwich 21, Gloversville 6. Is there something wrong with Shep, do you suppose, Mark?
And not too much work. Stevens gets the call again, and he gets his way over the 50-yard line down to the 49. He'll be short of the first down before being brought down by Gloversville's Andy Ferguson. That's going to make it a 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the first.
I'd say in the second half of this football game that Norwich has probably had the football at least 2/3 of the time, and I'd say probably almost 3/4 of the time, as they've shut off the entire Gloversville offense.
RJ will put it up, looks to the left side. He's got time to throw, but he is hit as he releases it, and it's incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. Flag thrown after the play by the referee. There's some name calling going on, and a few problems with Gloversville's Mark Akey having some words with some of the Norwich ball players.
Well, he's having a few words with Toronto, and I think they may have caught the Norwich ball player. Actually, he was trying to get his foot loose from the grasp of Akey, but the official thought that maybe he was trying to do a little extra, what do you call it? Extracurricular activity. So I think now it's going to get penalized.
And they are. They're going to march off a few yards against the Purple Tornado.
Well, Toronto's trying to tell him, I wasn't trying to do anything but get my foot free. That isn't what the officials saw. Back is going, 15 yards.
Norwich leads 21-6 over Gloversville with 3:57 remaining in the contest. And the penalty will bring the ball all the way back to the Norwich 35, where it's going to be 4th down. And about 20 yards to go for a first.
After the play, yeah.
Pete Ward, who on his last kick booted the ball a good 60 yards into the end zone, will kick it from his 25. Lone deep man, they're going to try and block it. And Gloversville sneaks offside, and that's going to give Norwich a couple of extra 5 yards. They have 10 men on the line with only Catania, the deep man. They were trying to block it, but a few of the Husky ball players were anxious.
When you're down 21-6, there's only 3:57 to play. You've got to gamble just a little bit, Mark, and that's what they were trying to do on that one. They still got those same 10 guys up there. Watch out, here they come.
Ward's going to have to get this one away in a hurry.
There isn't much question about this one, is there?
And now Ward's standing on his own 28.
Under the goalpost. Make them run as far as they could.
Good snap. Here comes the rush. He gets it away. Nice high kick. And Catania's going to have to let it bounce. Gets a little bit of a Norwich roll and bounces down to the 22-yard line. You're listening to Norwich High School football.
The employees at Simmons Precision realize quality is important. That's why each week for about an hour, they meet in quality circles to identify, analyze, and solve work-related problems. Among those circles, personnel from the welding and thermometric departments work together on interrelated quality problems, while the leads and harness department focuses on the problems in the manufacture of aircraft electrical interface systems, and the rotating investigators focus on quality problems related to the assembly of aerospace alternators and generators. These groups and others like them work together to help make the Engine Systems Division of Simmons Precision a leader in its field.
Back at Norwich High School, Mark Hansen and Frank Beninati on WCHN. Gloversville has it 1st and 10 on their own 22. Cirillo will operate from the shotgun again. Norwich has had a number of sacks today. No rush this time, but he's on his own 20-yard line. He had time to throw, but Krasnowski sneaked up on him and hauled him down.
I think that probably Cirillo is going to see dreams of Grzybowski this evening. That's the second or third sack that Grzybowski has had at Cirillo. The last time he did it, he really gave him a good hit. So that from his defensive left-end position, Grzybowski playing very well on Cirillo.
And the purpose of the shotgun is to give the quarterback more time to throw, and he still had sacks. He just hasn't been able to find the open receiver. Shotgun against Cirillo, drops it, has to fall on the ball. Bad snap from center and more lost yardage for the Huskies, and they are moving in the wrong direction. The ball is going to be all the way back at the 10-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and 23 yards to go. For the Huskies, Cirillo in the shotgun again is standing back near his goal line. Drops back to pass, fakes, puts it up, long pass over the left side. He's got Willett all the way open. He's going to and the pressure is on Mark Cirillo, and he completed a nice one.
Right, he certainly did, but I want to give credit to Powell. Powell had the first touchdown run by Ambrosino was the man who couldn't catch up with him. That time he slaps the ground. I made it with Willett. So he was able to keep them from scoring on that play.
47-yard pass completion. Krasnowski rushing it. Doug Krasnowski, who is not having any problems getting into the Gloversville backfield, that's going to move it back into Gloversville territory at the 48 and make it 2nd down and 20 yards to go.
Norwich.
And Cirillo is still in there at quarterback, and they're going to stick with the shotgun formation. Good snap. More time to throw. He's got an incomplete pass. He went to Simonson, and he bobbled it and went through his hands. And that's going to make it 3rd down and a long ways to go for the Huskies.
In their past defensive assignments, they are now double-teaming Doug Grzybowski on the left side. That makes it kind of tough when they double-team you, so we'll have to see if Doug can still maintain his mission against Cirillo.
Low snap in the shotgun. Cirillo back to pass, steps up in the pocket. It's complete, but not for much. Flag on the play.
I think they got stoned for a late hit on Cirillo.
Stone sacked the Cirillo after he got rid of the ball, and a completion that just made it back to the line of scrimmage. And the penalty might go against Gloversville. Let's see, they're talking with Krasnowski. Could have been a clip.
Yeah. For holding?
It is holding against the Huskies, and it's declined. That'll make it 4th down to go. 18 yards they'll need.
Everything penalty is Gloversville is declined.
Band's going to give us a little bit of a rehearsal, I think, after the contest.
4th down, 16 yards to go.
We'll listen, right?
Sure.
Good background music for a recap.
They're going for the 4th down and 16, and ball on the midfield stripe. Shotgun snap. Cirillo fumbles it, has to fall on it, and he gets back up, but the play is whistled dead, and he loses more yardage. And Norwich is going to take over with 1:06 remaining on the Gloversville 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Leading 21-6.
Man who made the tackle on that play was Ray Wonka, who came in as the defensive left end for Norwich. Norwich with possession now, and 1:06 remaining on the clock. And Norwich doing a gross amount of substituting presently. Pete Ward is going in there at the fullback spot. Mike Antnorg is in there on the offensive tackle. Dave Kamichik going in there at offensive guard. Number 75, Dennis Reifenberg is in there at tackle.
R.J. Lauenstein still the quarterback. He's got Ward and Shutt in the backfield, and Pete Ward gets the call. He goes right at the middle for a yard or two before he is knocked down. Tackle was made by Sean DeMaio. 2nd down and 7 yards to go. They put the ball down at the Gloversville 42. Men in the backfield, and the fake handoff, they're going to give it to Ward. He doesn't get very far before he is wrapped up by Tony Allen for pick up of maybe a yard on the play. It's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
More importantly, the clock is running and we're down under 10 seconds. Norwich is not going to get another play off because we've got the
goes 3-0 on the season, and we'll be back with a post-game show in just a minute. You're listening to Norwich High School football.